because I've done so many shows with so many women, and I've had so many conversations with women, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know that you know that what I'm saying makes sense, but for some reason you're battling. I don't know what the reason is because I can't understand it. But for some reason, like you said, women will know that they're wrong and they'll be strong. They will know that they're wrong and still battle.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, why? Go on, Kit. Go on, Kit.
No, I'm just not like genuine question. Like, why is that?
Sometimes people aren't fighting you; they're fighting past trauma.
Why do women get so defensive when they're called out on
because
something?
You don't want to be honest. You don't want to deal with the truth. You don't want to change.
We
what?
just don't want to deal with it.
Exactly. Why? Why is that an issue?
Because we kind of want to do what we want to do, and we don't see. You guys, men complain about things that are just sometimes just why are you upset about it? You do. And I feel
because
like
there's something wrong.
For me,
and the only way to communicate and fix things is to address it. I don't
like to be told
and deal with it and fix it.
I don't like to be told that I'm wrong. I don't like to be told when I'm wrong.
That's established.
I get agitated when I find out that I'm wrong about something. Okay, I get agitated, and that's why I guess I get defensive because I just want to do what I want to do. And no, it's not always right, but I just want to do what I want to do. And when you call me out, it makes me defensive because I don't even understand why you would be calling me out. It's not that serious.
Yo, thank you, D.
Where did you find these videos? This is Paul. Honestly, like.
No, but is it real? Is it real?
Is it real?
Go on.
It is. For the do you think not majority? Yeah. Are we a minority or majority? Let's start there. I think it's real for the majority. I can only speak for myself because I struggled with that.
I love this, by the way. I love the honesty, ladies. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like the honesty.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just struggle with authority in general, or just anyone telling me what to do. You could even just say move the cup, and I'm looking at you like, what do you mean? Why? Move the cup. I'll move it when I'm ready to move.
Move the cup.
Dead.
For you.
My man.
Hey,
whoa. Anyway. Yeah, which is it's really pathetic, and it affected me in school, a lot of things, and I only realized when I got into a relationship and certain conversations were happening and I've been told about my behavior. I was like, I don't like this, but I've had to learn that you have to take accountability. You actually have to take accountability, and it's okay to do that. It doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make you
more of a woman,
right? Exactly that, but we do it. We go for it. It can be wrong and strong. Like in the back of your mind, let it go now. Come on, let it go. And there's just something inside you that's just like, no, just no. I just don't want to. But I'll bring you food later, though. That's my way of taking out. I'm joking. Wow. In my younger years, like she said, I can identify with not wanting to take accountability, not wanting to be wrong in any capacity, and I think maybe because women are used to interacting with each other like that, like we're quite catty and petty. So when you get into these situations with men, it's like, what do you mean? You're trying to get at me?
So a man, you're saying a man is going to hold you accountable more than the woman is?
Yeah, 100%. Because you've got the friends that will just tell you what you want to hear. They know that they really should be saying to you, no, you shouldn't have done that.
You've done that. I was wrong.
Yeah, they'll enable you. Like you're cool and say, imagine, and deep down you know you're wrong, but they'll be like, how can he? And it's like, yeah, how can he? It's like, okay, wow. Exactly. It's not good. There's certain friends I don't call. But,
I mean, this is leaving me speechless. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is actually leaving me speechless.
I love that for you. Rare.
Have you experienced that? Have you experienced that wrong and strong in women?
I have, yeah. I have. Didn't last long. Well, I mean, like if I'm wrong about something, then I'll take accountability and be like, you know what, I could have done better here.
Right.
Because if we're in a relationship, I'm working to make this better. But we both have to do that. Otherwise, this isn't going to work.
And I think doing this show and speaking to so many women over the time that I've spoken to women, right? When she said, "Oh, I don't like to be told that I'm wrong," right? It resonated so much with me because I've done so many shows with so many women and I've had so many conversations with women. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know that you know that what I'm saying makes sense. But for some reason, you're battling. I don't know what the reason is because I can't understand it. But for some reason, like you said, women will know that they're wrong and they'll be strong. They will know that they're wrong and still battle.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, why? Go on, Kit. Go on, Kit.
No, I'm just not genuine question. Like, why is that?
Sometimes people aren't fighting you; they're fighting a past trauma. So I can only speak for myself, and when I'm reflecting back on some of the times I've been very resilient, it's like, quote unquote, the whole daddy issues. My dad wasn't around. I always used to, when he did start to show up, it was like, you weren't around when I needed you. You can't now just pop back into my life and tell me what to do. So when I was dating, when I was younger, it started feeling like, well, you're not my dad. You're not trying to be, but it sounds like you're trying to have the same authority my dad tried to have over me. So that's the
oh wow, that's how you would treat men. Like, you're not my dad. Like, that's what would be the tape that's playing in your head.
When you're speaking to me, all I hear in my mind is like, you're trying to be like my dad. You might not even be doing anything relatable, but it's like, you're triggering the trauma inside me that reminds me of that experience.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So would you say a lot of women that are like that would have quote unquote daddy issues?
I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I can definitely, I think women should think about that when they're interacting with men. Like, are you speaking to the man in front of you, or is that triggering?
Are you speaking to your trauma?
Exactly.
And on the other side of that, it could also be that you're spoiled growing up as well.
Yeah.
And I've had conversations with my parents about
Were
certain
you spoiled
things.
growing up, Nina? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I've had conversations with my parents about things that I just understand why you allowed or thought was okay. Because then when you do get into the real world, and I struggled, I think in primary school, I had issues with friendships because I felt like, I don't know, this may be a sense of entitlement, or like I couldn't do wrong. Like, what do you mean you don't like me today? You can't not like me. What the hell? Like, and it's sad, but at least, I mean, I'm aware of it now. But I think sometimes if you do get spoiled or certain things are nurtured that shouldn't be nurtured, it's just like you feel like you're invincible. And yeah, that's not.
Is that ego?
Yeah, I guess women have really big and fragile egos. Yeah. They won't.
I think Beyonce done a song about big ego.
Yes,
right?
I love that song as well. Yeah, and I do. Me too. Yeah.
Where does the ego come from? Like,
the garden.
For women in general, like, why do you think women have such big egos?
It comes from the womb. We actually are life givers. We are way more powerful than a lot of us like to admit, and we know that we are in control of most things and most situations. So we play on that. And
Kit's like, what?
I don't think it's that.
Go on.
Okay.
I think it's I just think it's the modern times we live in. You know, there is a narrative, and to be fair, it's not women's fault, but there is a narrative that every woman should be able to get the man she wants, or the man that she wants should accept her for exactly who she is. Body positivity only applies to women; it doesn't apply to men. We will openly criticize when a man does something wrong, but if we criticize when a woman does something wrong, it's labeled as misogyny or patriarchal. There are a lot of things in place in society right now that are copes to prevent women from taking accountability for some of their shortcomings, and it's not actually helping women because then it feeds the ego. On top of the whole thing of like social media and constant validation, the truth is, as a woman, you're always going to have options for men. You're always going to have, like, whether you're the most attractive or the least attractive, you're always going to have options, which isn't a bad thing, but I think it's just a result of our times, because back in the day, outside of social media, when, you know, there are standards for men and women in terms of how to behave and stuff, like, it's just what people just took accountability, and they would make relationships work,
right?
You know, because you both would. I'm not saying men are perfect, but I think it's a result of the environment of our society right now, which is what feeds maybe a lot of the egos.